Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are here tonight at the Mall of Asia Arena. I am Naveen Ganglani reporting for Rappler. We just witnessed one of the best games so far in UAAP Season 85, a rematch of last season's finals between the Ateneo Blue Eagles and UP Fighting Maroons, with the UP Fighting Maroons winning in overtime. Yes, overtime once again with a score of 76-71. UP was sparked by the return of point guard JD Cagulangan and head coach Goldwyn Monteverde, and rode the overtime momentum and run to defeat Ateneo and improve their record to 4-1 this UAAP season. The Blue Eagles, on the other hand, now fall to 3-2. Ateneo, after going undefeated for a few years, has now lost 4 out of their last 5 matchups against UP, as this rivalry is tilting towards the Fighting Maroons side. Let's take a look at some of the statistics of this game that stand out. Carl Tamayo finished with 20 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists. James Spencer had 14.6 rebounds. And Malik Diouf, who hit some big clutch free throws in overtime, had 12 points and 4 assists. Cagulangan, in his return, finished with 7 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals in only 27 minutes and 44 seconds of action. Leading Ateneo was Dave Ildefonso, who had 22 points and 12 rebounds on 7 of 21 shooting. The game was exactly what you'd expect from an Ateneo-UP clash as of late. Tight, contested, defensive-oriented, big play after big play, intensity, passionate crowds, everyone is into it. We once again, like I said, needed overtime to determine a winner because of the heroics of Fortsky Padrigao, who hit a big 3-pointer to tie the game in regulation. Unfortunately for Ateneo, no one else really stepped up in overtime. A few guys like BJ Andrade, Dave Ildefonso, Ange Kwame, Josh Lazaro, they had chances. Kai Balungay had the chance also to tie the game in OT, but they couldn't. Only Fortsky was the offense Ateneo could get in the final periods, and that came back to bite them. UP, on the other hand, relied on team effort. It wasn't always pretty. UP, in fact, almost fumbled the game in regulation with some overtimes down the stretch, but they hit the big free throws when it counted. Carl Tamayo came up with points. They didn't come easy. He was 7 of 16 from the field, but he hit the points and the shots that were required to get this win. Malik did the same. Cagulangan was the floor general. All I'm going to say is, after this game, it feels like this rivalry is certainly far from over. It feels like we have more epic matchups between these two teams coming up over the next few weeks. Who knows? We might get another finals encounter or a Final Four matchup between these two teams. We are definitely going to see them play each other again in the second round. And if the second round game is if today's game rather gives us an idea of how the following matchups between these two teams will take place, then we are in for a great show. The Battle of Katipunan is a rivalry that keeps getting more intense and better as the games pass on, and we cannot wait to see the next installment. Now, don't just take my word for it. We have a special guest joining us in today's Rappler post-game show. Sean, come here. Let's introduce you to the people. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sean Alter, a 6'8" Filipino-American product from New Mexico, who is likely going to play college basketball in the Philippines starting 2023. But before we get into that exciting news of where you might end up, Sean, I want to get your thoughts. What do you think determined today's game? How did UP pull out that victory?
Kumusta po? UP, I saw the guys on the bench. They had confidence in their eyes. When adversity hit near the end, they definitely pushed through it, and they hit big free throws by Diouf. That was very clutch, and they missed some layups near the end, and that almost cost them the game. But they definitely came back from it.
Did you feel like UP was in control from start to finish? Because towards the tail end of the second quarter, Ateneo build a lead with help from a couple of 3-pointers from Dave Ildefonso. Now, it's not surprising to see UP trail behind in the second quarter. We've seen the Fighting Maroons enter halftime with a deficit because of slow play to end the second period. But once again, the third quarter is where they came back. So even when Ateneo took the lead there, did you feel UP maintained control really throughout the contest?
Yeah, UP definitely controlled the whole game. When Ildefonso did hit those shots, they came right back right after it. So Ateneo tried to get the step up. They couldn't. UP kept getting over them.
Was there a specific play or instance during the game, maybe in fourth quarter overtime, that sticks out to you in terms of maybe it flew under the radar, but it really helped in determining the outcome of the contest?
I think that steal that Diouf had, and he finished with a dunk, that really set the tone for the rest of the game, and that put UP on top.
You know, that's interesting because we've seen Ange Kwame dominate the UAP over the past few years, and rightfully so. Ange was MVP last season. He's a two-way player, dominant on the offensive end, the defensive end. He does the little things. But against Diouf, we've seen him, I wouldn't say struggle, but he's been challenged at least more compared to the other guys he's faced in the UAAP. What do you think it is about Malik's game that gives Ange a little bit of trouble whenever UP and Ateneo go head-to-head?
Those two players, they're very similar. They're both very close to 7 foot. They both have good touch around the basket, and they both play very hard on defense against each other. So I feel like there's not many other players in the UAAP who can guard Kwame because either he's too big or too strong, and I feel like that's why Malik gives him trouble.
How do you see this next matchup potentially going? Ateneo versus UP in round 2.
I think Ateneo wants to go at UP. The UP has a target on their back after that, and they definitely want to get back at them. But UP is going to fight. UP fight and keep defending.
Did you get to see the games yesterday as well?
I did not. I heard about them. They're very good games.
Interesting. Okay, now let's ask Sean about the parts that I'm sure many of you would like to know. Sean, you're currently here in the Philippines for a recruitment visit, if I'm not mistaken. You are currently visiting the University of the Philippines campus. In fact, I believe you joined their training also yesterday. I'm not sure to what extent. Maybe you could give us some information about how your recruitment visit has gone so far and your thoughts about State U.
Yeah, the University of the Philippines is a very nice place. I got to join the practice yesterday at the beginning. We ran through some drills, and I didn't quite play 5-on-5 with them because that's their team stuff. But yeah, as for playing here in the Philippines, right now I'm a senior in high school, so I still have a senior year to play back home in New Mexico. So I'm really focused on that right now.
Interesting. Would you say that you plan to announce where you might commit in the coming months, though, or are you going to take your time about it?
I think I will take my time with it. I'd like to play out my full senior season before any commitments.
But you're definitely playing here in the Philippines.
I still have time to decide. We'll see what offers come, and nothing's 100% right now.
Very interesting. I guess we will stay tuned for that. I must ask this too, though. What kind of impression first did UP as the university and a team leave on you? And after watching the intensity, the passion of a UAAP rivalry game tonight, what thoughts are you coming away with?
That game was insane. I wasn't expecting such a big crowd, and the drummers were very loud. The people were loud. They really support their school. It's the same at most colleges, but here it feels different.
Very interesting. We will find out more. Sean, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm sure that many are excited to possibly see you play here in the Philippines. Who knows? Oh wait, now that we're at it, do you have your Philippine passport yet?
We actually just got some papers finalized yesterday, so I should be getting it soon.
All right, but I'm guessing you got it after you turned 16 years old, yes? Okay, well, maybe an exception can be made in the future, we shall hope. Sean, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it, buddy. All right, we'll catch you again for the next big games in the UAAP or Gilas or anything basketball, any sports. For Rappler, this is Naveen Ganglani. We'll catch you all next time.